Hi and welcome to tutorial V Vigorous Verse. We're approaching the end of this series of tutorials. I think they're going to get a bit shorter and simpler. Not that much in the heavy grammar in this one. It's mainly fairly light poetry writing, one or two bits of language here and there. But mostly I'm encouraging you to try and write some of these short little poems, such as a haiku. Haiku, apparently the structure is supposed to be 575 syllables, but these don't all follow that rule. Mosquito from deep inside, that's 4. The pretty flower, that's 5. A mosquito. The desolation of winter, that's 8. Passing through a small hamlet, a dog barks. I write, erase, rewrite. Not one of these follows 575. Erase again, and then a poppy blooms. Apparently also the haiku is supposed to show a contrast. But you can decide for yourself if you want to strictly follow that 575 syllables. This is the limerick that we looked at earlier, the woman from China who went for a cruise on a liner. She slipped on the deck and twisted her neck, and now she can see right behind her AABBA rhyme scheme. But we can't only ever do that one. So here are two more. There was a young lady of Twickenham whose shoes were too tight to walk quick in 'em. She came back from a walk looking whiter than chalk, and took 'em both off and was sick in 'em. God's plan made a hopeful beginning, but man spoilt his chances by sinning. We trust that the story will end in God's glory, but at present the other side's winning. Quite a cynical view in that one. Another short poem you might like to try, a couplet, only 2 lines. The cow. The cow is of the bovine ilk. One end is moo, the other milk. A really famous one by Ezra Pound in a station of the metro. The apparition of these spaces in the crowd, petals on a wet black bough. And Trees, also well known by Joyce Kilmer. I think that I shall never see a poem lovely as a tree. So I hope one of those types of poetry inspires you to matters more mundane. Correct the following sentences. The people, they became tired of the war. We don't need that they. The people became tired of the war. She is a good woman, but she's one woman, so therefore it's woman. I would like to the food to eat. Do they want to say, oh, I would like food to eat? Or do they want to say, I want to go to the food? But I'm just going to change it to, I would like food to eat. I play the rugby. We don't use the definite article though, we just say I play rugby. We stayed inside until the rain stopped. That's a tense error. We'd have to change this to stopped. I don't know what that Y is over there. What can one do in the garden without your hands? The rule there, keep pronouns consistent. If you start with one, carry on with one. Gathered around the fire, this flaming blazes is just verbosity. Gathered around the fire, the guests toasted the chairman. It sounds like they put him on sticks and put him in the fire itself. So let's rather say, drank a toast to the chairman. If that food would have been, that sounds terrible. If that food had been delivered yesterday, she would not have been hungry. We know it's never of. She would not have been hungry. There, we've taken care of all of those errors. Insert the missing words. An in something article does not cost much. If it doesn't cost much, it's inexpensive. An in something person is mad. What's the 4-letter word that fits in there? An insane person is mad. A book missing pages is in. So frustrating if you didn't realize there were missing pages. Is incomplete. The word what means out of sight. Invisible. And dirty water is, did they want us to say unclean? Unhygienic, let's say unhygienic. Give the correct form of the word in brackets. These look like they're tense errors. The wind didn't, well, it did blow all night, but the wind blew all night. I had already begun painting the room. Not begin, but I had already begun painting the room. Look what your son has do now. Look what your son has done now. She has to write to the mayor, or she has written to the mayor. Depends on what you mean. My sister has taken the car. She has taken the car. Makes sense. She had already write down her ideas. She had already written down her ideas. I jumped in and swam to the other side. I swam to the other side, surely. Nana had never eaten a snail before. We were sit on the red chairs. We were sitting on the red chairs. The girls were lying on the beach. They were lying on the beach. They lay on the beach, but they were lying on the beach. Has the sun rise yet? Has the sun risen yet? Please raise your hands if you're happy. To me, that looks okay. Please raise your hands. If you're happy, let's just add an apostrophe there to your. What's next? Choose the correct words. We should have gone at 6 o'clock. We should have went at 6 o'clock. Went sounds very funny. We should have gone at 6 o'clock. The heat did not affect or affect them. It did not affect them. The effect of the heat was they got tired, but the heat did not affect them. Share the chocolate. If it were 2 of you, it would be between, but there's 3 of you, so it's got to be among. Share the chocolate among the 3 of you. Your sock has a hole or an hole? A hole. She could of or could have. It's always going to be she could have. He don't or he doesn't like pumpkins. They don't like pumpkins, but he doesn't like pumpkins. There will be fewer or less fruit this year. Yes, you can count fruit, but we're not sure what fruit they're talking about. It's a very general blanket term, so we'll say fewer. But oranges we can count. Sorry, that's wrong. There will be less fruit this year, but fewer oranges because we can count them. She must of or must have, always going to be she must have. Will your wife leave you go to that show? No. Will your wife let you go to that show? Cliff and I have been helping each other or one another. If it were 3 of us, it would be one another. But if it's just 2 of us, it's going to be each other. One another for 3 or more, each other for 2. Cliff and I have been helping each other. Yes, fewer or less friends. Can we count friends? Yes, we can. Therefore, it's going to be fewer. He has fewer friends. Done. 2 pages of V words. One of the sections of bone or cartilage that make up the spinal column. 1 vertebra, many vertebrae. Showing strong feeling, forceful, passionate, or intense. I think they want us to say vehement. He had vehement feelings about the matter. A bad person who blah, blah, blah hurts others is a cruel character in a book. A baddie is a villain. Punishment inflicted or retribution exacted for an injury or wrong. Vengeance. He got revenge. He exacted vengeance. And that leaves expressing or characterized by vehement opinions, loud and forceful, vociferous. He had vociferous opposition to that plan. In other words, he spoke up loudly about it. One more page of V words, having or showing a lack of thought or intelligence, mindless, vacuous, like meaning empty. The head is empty. But a word meaning completely empty, a void. She stepped into the void when she went into that house. The use of too many words, wordiness, we know this from tutorial J, verbosity. Keeping careful watch for possible danger or difficulties, to be vigilant, watchful. No suggestions for writing today, but simply some topics. Write a poem about the beauty and mystery of nature. Write a haiku about an aspect of city life. Write a limerick about a friend or teacher. Write a poem about romantic love, the love between friends or family members, or self-love. Write a lyrical or song-like ode about the ocean. Or let that picture inspire you. One more time, a poem about the beauty and mystery of nature, a haiku about city life, a limerick about a friend or teacher, a poem about one or other kind of love, a lyrical ode about the ocean, or that picture. And to end off this short tutorial, a couple of vocabulary words. To restore friendly relations, reconcile. It's a process of reconciliation. Able to recover quickly from difficulties. You're resilient if you can quickly recover from difficulties. To examine closely and carefully, scrutinize. Doubtful, not easily convinced. To be skeptical. A skeptic doesn't always believe what he or she's told. False spoken statement that damages someone's reputation, slander. To provide evidence or proof, to substantiate. And those are vocabulary words for tutorial V. And that's it for this tutorial. I hope you'll come back and join me for our fourth last one, tutorial W, Wonderful Wings. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you again next time. Goodbye.